Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Christine. This is a lovely yoga practice to take care of our whole entire bodies, but we're going to focus a lot on our necks and our shoulders today as well. So find yourself on your mat, sitting in a comfortable seat. I'm just going to admit another person to the class. This is a live recording with a lovely group from the Breast Friends organization in Tigard, Oregon. And if you want more information about them, you can find a link to their website in the description box below. So we're starting on the ground in a comfortable seat, either sitting cross-legged or on your heels, or you could even begin this first part in a chair, whatever feels best to you. And right away, I invite you to just let go of the external world, everything and everyone that is in your world today, and come into your internal world to just let go of the focus on the outside and focus all of your attention on the experience of breathing and the experience of being in your body. You might find that closing your eyes helps you to do that. And focusing on the sensation of your body. So focus on the places of your body that are being held and supported by your support that you're sitting on, whether that be a chair, a mat, floor, maybe even your bed. And just feel all the parts of your body that are touching the ground. Legs, your feet, your glutes. And really know that you are completely supported here. And maybe you might even whisper to yourself out loud or in your head, I am supported. And just feel how that lands in your body. I am supported. I am supported. We're supported by each other, by the practice of yoga, by the ground we're sitting on. And let's just go ahead and bring a little self-care to our bodies today. Let's bring both hands together and just begin to rub the palms together to start to warm up your hands. Even though it's a nice warm day out here in Oregon, I'm in an air-conditioned home. Thank you, God, for air conditioning. I don't know how I would sleep at night if I didn't have it. But we're really gonna rub those hands together, warming up the hands, and you'll notice you're probably getting a little warmer in your shoulders, in your arms. And then we're gonna take our nice warm-ish hands, and we're just gonna bring the two first fingers right to the hairline here, or maybe 3 fingers. And we're just going to start to make some little circles along the hairline. You might rub back and forth a little bit. You might use some little massaging motions. This is not a traditional exercise yoga class. This is a yoga class for self-care. And then you might begin to move your fingers down the hairline towards your temples. And just begin to make little circles here at your temples, using pressure, but being gentle, not forcing anything. And then come to maybe the tops of your ears where they meet your cheekbones. And in front of your ears. And then down in front of the ear lobes, right where you feel the jawbone. And just begin to massage the outside edges of the jaw. Just slow, small, tender circles. And then we'll go up behind the ear, maybe with just the index finger, maybe with 2 fingers, and find that little divot at the right outside the jaw, just underneath the earlobe, and just gently make little circles here, or be still and just hold your fingers here with little pressure point. This not only releases physical tension in the jaw, but it also stimulates our vagus nerve, which helps to come up into ventral vagal response, which is that healthy response for our nervous system. And then you might begin to take your fingers and maybe your thumbs and just kind of massage your way down the jawline towards your chin. And just experiment a little bit. Maybe your thumbs work better, maybe your fingers, maybe your knuckles. Just notice what kind of touch feels good here, all the way down to the base of the chin. And then we're gonna sweep those arms out and up, inhaling as you go. And then bring your hands together overhead, interlace your fingers. And then we're gonna take our hands right behind our necks. Let your thumbs kind of extend down the sides of the neck to support you here, and have your hands right at the base of your skull. Let's take a gentle inhale, draw the elbows away from each other, lift the heart, and maybe look up towards the sky a little bit. And as you exhale, just round forward, keeping the movement in the shoulder blades, drawing the chin towards the heart and the elbows towards one another. Use your breath as you continue to inhale, as you open, just bringing the neck back as far as feels good to you. And then exhale as you bow inward. Just move really slow and not to 100% of your range of motion, maybe just 50, 60, 70%. Just keeping it gentle and knowing that you don't have to force things and go at 100% or 100 miles an hour all the time. Next time you inhale, we're going to lift the arms back up to the sky, and then exhale, let the hands float back down towards your lap. Then we're going to do a little breath practice here, a little Bastrika breath, and it will be 10 exhales through the nose. And on the 10th exhale, we're going to exhale completely, get all the air out. And then a big inhale through the nose. We'll hold the breath for a few beats, and then we'll exhale completely out the mouth with a big sigh. And we're going to do a few rounds of that, so you'll have a chance to practice it a little bit. But this kind of breathing changes our brain chemistry, and it helps us, again, to have that ventral vagal response that brings us back to homeostasis in our nervous systems. So we'll take an inhale through the nose to prepare. Exhale out the nose using your core muscles 10 times. On that 10th time, exhale completely. Big inhale through the nose. Fill up. Hold the breath. As you do, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And then exhale out the mouth, inviting yourself to completely relax. And just notice what response your body has to that gentle pranayama practice. And then we'll do that again. So let's take an inhale to prepare. Exhale out the nose 10 times, using your diaphragm to push the air out. On the 10th time, get all the air out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale through the nose, fill up. Hold the breath, soften the shoulders, the jaw, let the belly relax. And when you're ready to exhale, do so softly through the mouth. Just let it go. Again, just notice what kind of effect that has on your body, on your mind. And then we'll do it together one last time, and I'm going to let you do it at your own pace, in your own timing, so no verbal cueing from me. So we'll inhale together to prepare. When you finish that round, come back to gently breathing your normal breath in and out through the nose. Stay with your experience, whatever it is. And then we're going to get, now that we're all nice and relaxed, we're going to get into the neck a little more. So let's take the right hand and bring it behind the neck once again. And you're going to have your left fingertips over towards the left side of the neck. And we're just going to use 2 or 3 fingers, maybe all 4 fingers, to just gently begin to massage this side, the left side of the neck. I don't think we get enough massage. You might move your head a little bit. You might get up towards the base of the skull, under the ear perhaps, or in the top of the shoulder. Just really moving across the back of the neck as you're ready at your own timing. Massage yourself just like you would want a massage therapist to do. And that can be, like $100 or $200 an hour. But you've got the hands, you know what kind of pressure you like. And then you'll move those fingertips towards the back of the neck. And then without really pressing on the spine, the cervical spine at the neck, we'll just kind of skip over that gently. And then begin coming towards the right. And again, you might hold the fingers stationary and move the head up and down. Or you might hold the head stationary and continue moving the fingers, or some combination. Get your fingers as far over as you can until your arm starts to feel a little awkward here. And then we're going to switch to the heel of the right hand and get into the side of the neck here. Maybe once again into the jaw. And when you feel complete there, we're just going to switch sides. So we'll take the left hand to the back of the neck, reach your fingertips over towards the right as much as is comfortable for you. And just begin to explore what feels good, where you might be tender. And when you notice those places that are tender, be tender with those places without shying away from them, but acknowledging them with gentleness, kindness, and compassion. And continue moving your hand across the back of the neck, gentle over the spine, towards the left side now. If you feel like you need to change the cross of your legs, go ahead and do that whenever you like. Then we'll switch to the heel of the hand. Getting into the side of the neck here. And then we'll release the left hand and come back to center. And I am going to go ahead and switch the cross of my legs here because we'll be seated for a little bit more time. We'll come back to that nice tall seat. Inhale here, and as you exhale, just bring the chin down towards the heart as you draw the shoulders back and down. So we're not rounding forward here. We're just going to shift our gaze out over the right knee gently, and then back through center and over out across the left knee. Again, not moving to 100% of how far you can go, but just finding a gentle 50, 60, 70%. You might stay right here, or if it's okay, the next time you come to the left, you might bring your gaze up towards the sky and then back down towards that right knee, making some full circles in the neck. You might hear some snap, crackle, pop sounds in the neck. And then the next time your chin comes down towards your right shoulder, we'll just reverse the circles if you're doing the full circles, or just continue going side to side down at the lower half of this radius here. Knowing that your time is well spent in these self-care practices, we don't always have to be burning calories. A couple more times in this direction. And the next time the chin comes down towards your heart, we'll inhale, come back to the chin level to the ground, bring one hand and then the other over your heart. And if it's okay with your neck, we're just going to look up towards the sky. And you might even gently draw downward on your heart as you reach the chin upward. And again, you might rock your ear gently from side to side, getting into the throat, the sides of the neck, the sides of the throat. And you might even be thinking about the throat chakra here, our ability to speak for ourselves, our ability to say no when we want to say no. We'll come back to center and bring the chin level to the ground again. And then we'll go ahead and come on over to tabletop position. You might have yoga blocks handy here. We're going to bring the hands down underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we're just going to do a few rounds of cat and cow. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, open up the throat again. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, belly button comes up, tailbone goes down. Inhale, draw your heart forward as you lift the tailbone. Exhale, chin towards the heart, belly button towards the spine. You could tuck your toes the next time you inhale in cow, maybe bend your elbows a little bit. Tops of the feet come down to the mat in your cat pose. Couple more rounds, just again, feel it out, get a little organic, see what feels nice in your body today. And one more time in cat. And the next time you inhale, come back to table. We're going to bring those big toes together and take the knees out wide. Bring your left hand right underneath your face. Let's take our right fingertips to the left wrist and draw your fingertips up the inside of the left arm, keeping contact the whole way. all the way up to your shoulder, across your heart, your collarbones. Reach that right hand up towards the sky. Nice little twist here. One more inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to dive that right arm down to the ground. Back of the hand comes behind that left wrist, and we're going to come all the way down to the mat with our shoulder and our temple, or if the mat's too far down, you could come to a block or a blanket. Turn your gaze to the left, rest your right temple, your right shoulder on the ground. Nice big inhale here, fill up that low belly, and as you exhale, just surrender the weight of your body. Let that stretch that outer right shoulder. And as you're here, you might even direct your breath into the chest, focusing on the area behind the heart, so that you're breathing into your shoulders. You could bring a pillow or a blanket underneath your sit bones here, or you could pad your knees if you like. And then we're going to take the left hand and bring the heels of both hands together. Press into your right hand as you draw your left shoulder back and down. Breathe into the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. Next time you inhale, plant that left hand in front of your face, press into your yoga mat, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders again. And then we're going to bring that right hand underneath the gaze, left fingertips to the right wrist, and just like you're pulling back the bow of a bow and arrow, slide those left fingertips up the inside of the right arm. Reach up towards the sky with an inhale. Stay for the exhale. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat. Back of the hand slides down behind that right wrist. Come to land on your left shoulder, your left temple. You can have this right hand just resting down or maybe reaching out long. Breathing here. Feel free to stay right here, really surrendering the weight of your body to gravity, letting gravity do the work. Breathe into the place behind your heart, stretching out your shoulders. And you could bring that heel of your right hand to the heel of the left hand. Press gently into the hands and roll that right shoulder up and back and down. You might hear my cat yelling for attention. That's her yelling meow. She wants to go outside. And 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring that right hand in front of the gaze, press into the mat, come back to your hands underneath your shoulders, parallel the shins, the knees under the hips. Find 3 more rounds of cat and cow, moving at your own pace with your own breath, just realigning the spine and the hips, the neck, and the shoulders. And then we'll tuck the toes under, press the hips back towards the heels, bring the palms off the ground, and just have your fingertips on the mat. or maybe on your blocks in the low, medium, or high setting. And we're going to just let the heart sink down towards the ground. Maybe your head touches to a block, maybe to the mat, maybe it's floating. So we're opening up the bottoms of the feet here, and we're drawing the shoulder blades towards one another as we draw the heart down towards the ground. Breathe here. Use your next inhale to press back up to your tabletop. And then we'll take your right arm out, untuck your toes, take a big step with the right hand, big step with the left hand, hands on the mat now, palms down, untuck the toes, send the hips back towards the heels. Another variation of a heart opening, shoulder opening posture here, happy puppy pose or Anahata Asana. Couple breaths here. And then we'll inhale to shift up. Bring your forearms down to the ground. Send your left toes back. Send your right toes back, coming into a strong forearm plank for 2 full breaths here. Press the heels back. Press the hamstrings up towards the sky. Tuck the chin to lengthen your neck. One more inhale here, and then we'll exhale, lower the hips, untuck the toes, and come into Sphinx posture. Draw your heart forward, draw your elbows back, tuck the chin gently to keep the neck safe. You might stay here, or you could come into seal pose. Send your one arm out long and then the other, pressing your palms to the front of the mat and lifting up for a little bit deeper of a back bend. Back bends are super good for us, especially if you sit a lot during your day. They're very good for the discs in our spine and our mobility. And then we'll come back down to the elbows if you're not there already. We're going to take that left arm across the front of the mat so it's parallel to the short end. And we're going to bend that right knee, bringing it out at a 90-degree angle to the right hip. If you've got a hard floor, you might want to put a little blanket or something under there. You could go ahead and just stack your hands now and rest your temple or your forehead to your stacked hands. Or you could come back up to Sphinx posture. Or you could press that right hand into the mat and find a little dynamic movement. Looking over towards your left and then back towards the right. So lots of variations. Everybody's different and in a different place in their practice. So whatever feels good to you today. And always be willing to try something and then decide, no, I don't like it, and go back to the last thing. And then wherever you are, we will all stack the hands, bring the forehead down. Straighten that right leg back out, bringing it parallel to the left leg, and give your hips a little bit of a shimmy shake. Couple breaths right here, just noticing where you're holding tension and where you might be able to relax a little more. And then we'll bring that right hand across the mat. Use your left hand to kind of press yourself up so you can comfortably bring that left knee out to the left. You can stay here. You can come back to Sphinx posture. You can stack the hands resting a temple or the forehead. Or you could lift that left elbow and find that dynamic movement. Looking towards your right and then towards the left. Wherever you are, remember to find your breath. Don't leave it behind or hold it in. Wherever you are, we'll all come to stack the hands, rest the forehead, a full breath right here. And then we'll straighten that back leg. Bring the hips parallel, knees and feet parallel. Give your hips a little shake from side to side to release the low back. Let your shoulders relax. And then we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up through tabletop, and come to sit on your heels for a moment in hero's pose, Vajrasana. And just notice your energy. You might feel a little tingling in the body. In Chinese medicine, that's called qi. In yoga, it's called prana. If you want to look at it anatomically, it's your nerves firing. And then we're going to do a supported fish posture. If you have one block, you're going to bring the block to the shoulder blades in its shortest position so that the edge of the block closest to your waistline is right at the bottom of your shoulder blades. If you have two blocks, you'll set up the shoulder blade block here, and the second block will be for your head. So we're going to turn around, bring your sit bones down to the mat and kind of center yourself so you've got plenty of room. And then we'll bring one elbow and then the other down to the mat, and then use your hands to find that shoulder blade block and bring it to right where your bra strap would be if you're wearing one. If you've just got that one block, you can go ahead and rest the crown of your head to the ground and let your shoulders and your heart and your throat be open. If this is too much for your neck and you have another block, you could bring the second block in the flat setting under the head, or you could turn it to the medium setting and rest the back of your skull on the second block. You could also use a blanket or a pillow or something for your head here too. Just let your arms be open, let your palms shine up towards the sky. As far as your legs are concerned, you could have them out long. You could bend your knees and bring your feet out wide, letting your knees fall in towards one another to support each other. Or you could take the feet together and the knees out wide, coming into butterfly posture, Baddha Konasana. So this would be a hybrid posture, butterfly and fish pose. I don't know what that might look like, but that's what we're doing. So this is what it looks like. Fish pose is Matsyasana in the Sanskrit. Butterfly is Baddha Konasana. So this is a Matsyasana, Baddha Konasana. But again, any leg posture that feels good for you is fine. And then find your breath again. See if you can invite it to be nice and deep into the belly. Relax your forehead, your jaw. Let your arms be heavy so that your shoulders can be soft. Feel the lift of your heart and the softening of your belly. Feel your hips solid and heavy, held by the earth. Notice any parts of your legs and feet that are touching the ground, fully supported. And notice any places where there's a little bit of air, where there is no contact. Just continuing to be with your experience, to be with yourself, supporting yourself. Now you can stay here. We've got just another minute or so in our class. Feel free to continue to stay here even after class ends or the video ends. If this is not comfortable for you, you can roll off your blocks and come into full Shavasana or any other posture that is restful for you. And we'll just be here together for one more minute, about 5 or 6 more breaths. Notice any places where you can soften, where you can let go a little bit more. Full and complete inhales, soft and complete exhales. One more full breath here. And then we'll wiggle the fingers, extend the legs if they're not already, and wiggle the toes. Open and close the hands and do the same thing with the toes. Spread them out wide, curl them in. And then if you're still on the blocks, bend one knee and then the other and just roll to one side. Bring your top arm behind you to take the blocks out from underneath you. And then we'll come back down to the back body. Give yourself a nice big full body stretch, rotating your wrists and your ankles a couple of times in each direction. And then any way you want to get there, we're going to come back to a seat. Or, like I said, if you want to stay in Shavasana or butterfly fish pose, feel free to do that. I like to finish in Dandasana, but you're welcome to come to a cross-legged posture. But I like this ending posture with the feet out, pointing up towards the sky, legs long, everything balanced and symmetrical. And then bring those fingertips out to either side, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart, lengthen through the back of the neck, draw the base of the skull back, tucking the chin in. One more full breath here. And then all together we'll inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky, bring your palms together. Exhale, hands to your third eye chakra, right between the brows here. That you would have peaceful and loving thoughts. Thumbs to your lips, that you would have kind and gentle words, especially for yourselves. And then down to meet your heart, bowing down towards your inner wisdom, that you would have kind, peaceful, and loving intentions. The light within me honors and respects that same light within each of you. Namaste.